Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everything is working right because I don't know if you noticed already this morning, Megan, which I forgot to put up your name after checking that I was doing everything right, that I think there's a full moon or it's coming because already we had some technology issues this morning. So welcome everyone to Money Talk Tuesday with my virtual CFO, Megan Dahle, and we are going to talk today about your bookkeeper, which might be you.
Oh no. Yes. So it's amazing to me how many people hire a bookkeeper without knowing what their bookkeeper actually is going to be doing for them, right? Like they just want to get this pressure and this mess off of their hands. They're just like, just take it. Just take it. I don't know what to do with it. Just take it, right? And then they come back, and the second highest complaint I get from my clients is, well, I don't know what they do anyway. So this is not an opportunity to be like ragging on your bookkeeper. This is an opportunity to say, hey, would you hire a salesperson without knowing what
Thank
they're
you.
doing? It's the same as any other employee that you would hire. You dictate, this is how I want you to present to the client. These are the products, that you wouldn't just give them free reign to do whatever they want, right? But 90% of the time we do that with our bookkeepers because we are too scared to say, I don't understand, or we are too scared to even dive in and take control of that relationship because we just don't know enough.
Well, and listen, guilty as charged. 100% of what you're saying, I've done. My accountant, who could be watching at some point, was doing my bookkeeping also. And anytime he said, well, the way you're doing that's going to make my life really difficult, I was like, yeah, so what? That's what I pay you for. I mean, literally, like I was just like, whatever. It was bad that I literally knew nothing about how to do my own bookkeeping or what it entailed for him to do it for me or his staff. And when I decided to take control and actually learn how to do a little bit of my own bookkeeping, thanks to you, I was able now to, in a much more educated way, when I'm ready to hand off my bookkeeping again, I'm going to understand it in a way that makes hiring someone and communicating with someone so much easier.
Yes, because there's such a wide range of services out there that all fall under this umbrella of bookkeeping, right? There is, I'm just going to do your bank recs. That means you're responsible for doing all of the transactions yourself, making sure everything's in the right accounts. They're just going to make sure that your bank account says what it says on the statement and what it says in the service or in your accounting software, right? Then there's the whole other end where they're going to be diving in and making sure that they'll be doing your payroll and filing your taxes. And there's a whole spectrum of services of bookkeeping. So when people say I have a bookkeeper, that really means nothing to me. I want to know exactly what the inputs are of the bookkeeper and what information you're getting back from that bookkeeper that to actually make good decisions in your business. So
Right,
using
because when you actually look at the books, you can tell right away, and now I can tell too, what doesn't make sense. And it's usually related to a bookkeeping transaction, something that's not being allocated properly on your accounting books, right? But again, having some type of knowledge. I mean, I have you meet with my one-on-one clients when they get to a certain stage, and that's the beginning of them starting to understand their own books and how to allocate their money. But prior to that, I'm going to say 95 to 98% of business owners who have come to me for coaching don't know their own numbers and don't know how to do their own bookkeeping, nor do they want to even learn because they've been drinking the Kool-Aid, which is someone else can do it for you. Just hire someone. If it's not your superpower, just hire. And I teach my clients, learn enough about it first, whether it's your social media, whether it's your accounting, your bookkeeping, learn enough about it so when you outsource it, you know that that person is actually doing what they need to do, and they're not just taking your money and not doing what you need them to do.
Right. And that enough is key, right? I'm not asking you to go take an accounting course. I'm not even asking you to read an accounting book or anything like that. I want you to have a solid understanding, a grounding of the role of the numbers in your business. So now you are the one leading that relationship with your bookkeeper. So many times people are like, "Can you help me hire a bookkeeper?" I'm like, "Okay, hold on a second. What do you know?" What do you want? And what do
Zero. We
you
know
know?
zero. You know what? There's so much to know. Let's be real. There's so much to know in running a business. Not only do you need to know your craft, right, whatever your business is, right? Then we have to understand how to sell our business, how to market our business, how to keep our books straight, the legal ease and the legal things around our businesses, right? There's websites, SEO. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And no one expects everyone to know everything in one full swoop. But over the course of growing your business, there's certain things that are worth you putting your time into to start learning a little bit more about. And your bookkeeping and hiring a bookkeeper is one of those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, and that's where you learn to ask really good questions. And the people who can get good at their numbers and find a way to dive in and learn what it is that they need to know and how to get that information back out, those are the true business people. That's the comment that I get really often is like, "Oh my gosh, I actually feel like a business person because the numbers are no longer scary and threatening and like, ugh, I'm just going to stick it in a corner and make my tax guy deal with it next year. I'm just going to give him a shoebox."
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I want to just encourage everyone to, I just told you the story before we went live. So one of my one-on-one clients, still a one-on-one client, and somebody that Megan met with once or twice, I think, right?
Yes,
She is rocking it. Like literally an interior designer who had a $67,000 month. Like when I know it makes us so happy because when she first came to me, it was really a struggle what was going on in her business. She was underwater. She was underwater with her business, and we had to make some really tough decisions and revamp everything. I helped her revamp her services, her hours, the way she delivers her service, literally very super talented, like super talented. I don't teach you how to be an interior designer. I don't even teach you how to be a coach for whatever you're coaching people on, but I teach you how to set up your ladder of services to make sure they're all profitable. And then we look at every component of your business. And then when you get to a certain point, I give you over to Megan for a couple of sessions where she goes over your numbers and teaches you even more. And then you come back to me, and she didn't know a lot about her numbers and how it was actually affecting the overall decisions of her business when she first met with you. Isn't that correct?
that's right.
And now she understands her numbers and she uses the spreadsheets that we've given her, and she analyzes on a monthly basis what she's doing and how profitable it's being because she understands her numbers. She's not afraid of them, and she understands the profitability of everything she sells. And knowing your numbers and understanding your bookkeeper and your bookkeeping is all part of that. So it's a painful journey sometimes, but when you do it, it makes the biggest difference.
Or when you simply ask for help if you want a little sensei to walk alongside you and say, ugh, okay, start with the bare minimum.
Right, right. What's the bare minimum I need to know to understand my own numbers, to understand my own marketing, to understand my own website, right? Before you outsource, make sure you know the bare minimum. So today, for Money Talk Tuesday, we want to make sure that if you don't understand your numbers, you seek out some help to do that. So give an example of one thing they should understand that their bookkeeper is doing.
the understanding of what is it that they're doing, right? Like what information does your bookkeeper have that you don't? Like a lot of times bookkeepers, I mean, that's what they do. They just do a reconciliation. And if you're not raising your hand and asking for, hey, can I see my balance sheet or can I see my income statement? It might be because you didn't know that they had it or they didn't know that you wanted it. They have more information than you think they do. They see your stuff. So don't be afraid to ask for it. It's your information in the first place. It's your data. It'd be a great question just to reach out to them and say, hey, what do you have in terms of reports that I can see? And then once you know what you can see, you can start saying, well, I still want to, I think I can, I want to see this thing, but I don't think this information is in here. And then you can kind of keep track.
I mean, it's even a matter of understanding if you're using QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks, like having your own sign-on and bouncing around there, looking around at the reports.
Yeah.
And then asking questions, because often the client will come to me and go, I don't even know my QuickBooks sign-on. My bookkeeper has that. And I'm like, no, you need to know your own sign-on. You need to be able to run a report. And I like what you said before, Megan, like ask questions. Like pull a number, pick a number on one of your reports. And if you don't understand where that number's coming from, ask.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no stupid question when it comes to your numbers. They're your numbers. You have the right to know.
Right. But I think what holds people back is the same thing that holds them back from asking their accountant questions is they get like, I'm really busy. I can't answer this right now. Or they just don't get an answer. And unless you have a little bit more of assertiveness to you and say, listen, you didn't answer and I need the answer. Often an accountant or a bookkeeper can tend to intimidate us because we feel like they know more than us. And that causes us not to be as assertive as maybe we need to be in order to learn. So lesson here, it's your business. Everyone who's watching, it's your business and you need to understand your own numbers. And that's what you pay your bookkeeper for. That's what you pay your accountant for. Ask the hard questions and don't give up.
Right, right. And even if they give you an answer and you're like, I don't really understand that, but I don't really want to ask. Sometimes some bookkeepers and some accountants just give a really jargon-filled answer because they don't want to spend the time. And they think that that'll just get you to and go away.
Right.
Dirty little secret.
Right. Right. So then there's a case of it's maybe something that you need to be switching accountants also or bookkeeper.
Well, you should always
be part of it.
Right? That's not a reason just because you don't understand them. It's probably not a reason to be hanging on to your accountant.
Right, right. So learn what you need to learn. Reach out to me, reach out to Megan if you need assistance. Understanding your business, understanding your profitability, understanding your bookkeeping, really important. So thanks for Money Talk Tuesday once again, Megan.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Nancy.
All right. If anyone has any questions, please post them below and Megan and I will weigh in and we will see you next Tuesday on Money Talk Tuesday. Okay. Bye, everyone.